Good morning, Chair. Good morning, councillors. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to speak today in my capacity as the Member of Parliament for South West Norfolk. My comments apply to both of the planning applications being considered here and are in addition to the comprehensive letter of objection submitted by my office dated the 24th of January, a copy of which is no doubt included in your report packs. May I start by thanking members of the Planning Committee for your public service. This is a detailed set of applications. They are complicated. Thank you for undertaking this role and the no doubt many hours you have already spent reviewing this information before you. May I also take a moment to thank the Council's officers for their professionalism and the handling of this important process. It is fair to say that these applications are amongst the most contentious affecting South West Norfolk ever seen. And I say that they are contentious for very good reasons. If planning permission were to be granted, I am resolute in my belief that these developments will blight the lives of local people and the environment for many years to come. The strength of feeling against these applications can be best summed up by the clear facts highlighted in your planning officer's report. Your council has received significant objections from 5 different parish councils, namely Methwold, Feltwell, Hopwold, Stoke Ferry and Northwold. Further, your council has received 12,604 objections and a petition of objection containing more than 42,000 signatures. My constituents are rightly concerned about the negative impact these developments will have on their lives, and the applicant has clearly not demonstrated otherwise. It is of particular note that despite having 3 years to provide all of the environmental mitigation evidence required, the applicant has failed to do so. This is either by design or more likely the fact that they are quite simply unable to do so. The law is quite clear. The onus is on the applicant to demonstrate no adverse impact on the environment, and they have not done so. Natural England are quite clear in their response in that regard. The particular environmental concerns for me include the following. It is very clear from the consultation response from Natural England, from your habitats regulation assessment, and from your own ecologist that with the current information available, these applications risk having a significant adverse effect on the integrity of the Breckland Special Protection Area, the Breckland Special Area of Conservation, and their components, sites of special scientific interest. These protected sites are of international importance. They have suffered from decades of attrition, with the extremely rare Brex Heath being ploughed, planted with commercial forestry and developed, so they are now small, scattered and fragmented. They also continue to be damaged by air pollution, particularly ammonia, which fundamentally changes the soil chemistry and the conditions in which the rare Brex flora thrive. Much of this comes from intensive agriculture, and this application would worsen an already chronic problem, with air pollution levels already exceeding the tolerances of many of these habitats and species. We must recognise that there is a biodiversity crisis in the UK, and we should be seeking to reduce pollution, not increase it. We are rightly proud of our environmental assets here in West Norfolk. It is one of the many aspects that makes our area so special. It draws people to us, it enriches our lives, and it supports our economy. But these environments are also precious and they need our protection. Our rivers and wetland habitats have been damaged and drained on a huge scale and continue to suffer from water pollution and over-abstraction. The large amounts of nitrates and phosphates which would be generated by this development through waste to be spread on surrounding farmland risks worsening this already considerable problem. There is also a climate crisis, which is the single biggest threat to UK food security, the environment, and people's lives. Farming in Norfolk and indeed elsewhere needs to become more sustainable, more regenerative in order to address these two crises. Intensive farming is the opposite of regenerative, nature-friendly farming and is likely to lead to the release of yet more climate-damaging pollution and accelerate biodiversity loss. In addition to my concerns about the environmental impact of these damaging proposals, I would also ask you to refuse these applications because of the risk of inflicting damage on the local economy and jobs. Of particular concern is the risk to the 300 local jobs at Corn's nearby plant in Methwold. And I refer Planning Committee members to the letter again, no doubt in your packs from Corn, dated the 12th of October 2023. The company has been categorical in its view that this development will be incompatible with their nearby established operations. Their CEO stating, and I quote, "I have deep concerns about the impact the proposed development will have on our people and our ability to continue to operate at our Methwold site." He goes on to say that approval of these developments will have a negative impact on Corn Foods and our ability to continue to operate our business, end quote. The potential loss of jobs at Corn will be in no way offset by the minimal jobs being created by this application. Refusing these applications supports jobs in West Norfolk, and far from being anti-growth, that refusal would give us the collective opportunity to shape a sustainable growth. Norfolk's single greatest asset is its environment, which gives rise to the biggest driver of the local economy, tourism. Tourism supports more than 54,000 jobs in our county and contributes 2.8 billion to our local economy. Factory farming on this scale is a harm to both. In conclusion, if these applications are given consent, it will be a great disservice to local communities and people who have objected in unprecedented numbers with very real fears about the effect of the additional pollution, the impact on their local environment, and increased traffic, all affecting their lives and livelihoods. Also, the impact on residents' health and welfare will be of no doubt paramount importance in your deliberations today. Follow the advice of the experts, including Natural England, the advice from your Habitats Regulation Assessment, the advice of your own ecologist. Support the recommendation of your planning officers, which is clear, a recommendation for refusal. For all of the aforementioned reasons, I respectfully urge this committee to refuse these planning applications. Thank you.